About the known and the unknown awareness that we have. Firstly, the awareness. Can you hear me, all of you? Or should I stand up? I'll stand up would be better, because this is not huh? This is just for the super. Yes, this is what it was. Side or to the right side. By going to the left side, you develop your attention aware of the past, of the subconscious, and beyond the subconscious is the collective subconscious. On the right hand side, as I told you, is the supraconscious and the collective supraconscious. If we do not know what is unknown is not divine, we can be quite confused about it. Whatever is unknown to us suddenly can become divine to us. For example, now, somebody says that I'll get you from the air, say, a diamond. So immediately you will feel it is coming from God directly. Or he might even give you a Swiss-made watch. Now you must know that God doesn't deal in all these things. Must use your common sense. You see, if somebody thinks that these things are coming from God, for sure you must understand that at least there's something wrong with you, or something wrong must be with God, to give you these worthless, useless things which you can go and purchase in the market. What is the interest of God to give you diamonds and pearls which are of no value to you? That you can always get it. And those who have got it also are not happy people. Those who have got it, if you go and see them, are having headaches because they have all these possessions, they don't know what to do with it. Now, under these circumstances, how are we to know what do we have to have from the divine? Some people think that if you get some powers, then you become divine. Now for them, powers is that if you can mentally control somebody, then it is powerful. If you project your mind and try to control somebody, then many people believe that it is power. It is not a power. It is a kind of your mental projection which has taken you to the right-hand side, where you have developed a contact with the supraconscious, which is rendering this help to you through spirits, and you are arranging all these things through the help of a spirit. So it is not your power. All such people who use such mental power die a horrible death, lead a horrible life. So the highest thing for any seeker should be, who is a real seeker, not for the unreal one. For the real seeker should be that he should find himself, his own spirit. He must know himself. That is the main thing. But normally for people it is more alluring, more attractive to go to things which are of immediate relief and immediate help. Like somebody told me that he went to one guru and he found that he became suddenly very peaceful. And he thought that this guru must be a great person to give him that experience. But actually it is not so. Just to get suddenly blissful without understanding anything about it is a risky game. somebody has switched off your mind, and who is that person? How your mind is suddenly switched off? What has happened? You have no idea as to who has achieved it. And such things can be extremely dangerous. So, first of all, we must know that whatever we are doing, it should be knowledgeable. Everything can be done in a very dynamic way, but you can lose all of them if you do not stick on to your spirit, because these are the blessings of the spirit, and as soon as the spirit goes out of your attention, you become again the same darkness prevails upon you, and you become again the same blind person. So it is essential that the time till you are established, try to stick on to Sahajayoga. It's the work of ancient times that one has been able to achieve this mastery, that people can get realization. I would say that never our mass realization was a phenomena. Never people got our mass realization. This is the first time you can see people getting an our mass realization, especially in India, where the people are simple, their seeking is true, they are truthful, they are very genuine. Thousands of people get realization and they never fall back. Of course, in the villages. But if you go to cities of India, it's rather slow. But if you come to places like, say, London, it's even worse. And then if you come to a place like New York, I don't know what degree to be used. So I tell you and warn that you people are complicated, conditioned, and attacked. America has been attacked, as I told you, since very, very long time by the satanic forces, because you are great saints born in this country, no doubt. But that is not sufficient. If your seeking is not truthful, honest, for the pure spiritual experience, all other nonsensical things are not going to help you. For example, sitting down, dogmas to discuss, itself is against spirit. It's something, another world we have to get into. The knowledge of Sahajayoga is the knowledge of your roots, not of your shoot, which you can do with your science. To go to your roots, you have to become subtler. You cannot go to your roots unless until you become subtler, and that's why you have to get your realization to understand the knowledge of divine laws. Unless and until you become subtler, you cannot understand. If I talk to you, this happens, that happens, it's just a story to you. But it is so tremendous that you can't understand to what extent this great divine power of love of God is working. It's only when you enter into that, you are amazed. Like one of my disciples says, now the miracle has lost its value in Sahajayoga. It's so tremendous. The blessings are so tremendous. And the happenings are so miraculous that it is only through entering into that realm one can enjoy it. For example, recently a miracle happened in London, as they say. I don't know about much. They published it in the newspaper about me. That a boy was going by a motorbike and he fell down somewhere very badly. And after some time he got up. And people went there and rescued him back, took him to the hospital. And the doctor said he's perfectly all right, nothing wrong with him, except for in a spine, end of the spine, he had little pain. So they said, how is it that with such a fall, you were not hurt at all? What happened? He said, no, I was very badly hurt, but an Indian lady came from her car and she cured me. So they asked him, what time was the accident? It was at 9 o'clock when I was giving lecture like this. There must be at least 600 people whom I was talking to. And when he didn't know who the Indian lady was. After 2 days, he saw my photograph in the newspaper, and he went to the surgeon and told him that this is the lady who cured me. And then they published it in the newspaper. Before that, they telephoned to us, not to me, of course, to one of our disciples, and asked him, what is this phenomena? Is it true that this can happen. He said this has happened many times in India, and he gave 2, 3 examples of this miraculous happening. That mother appears at a place where she's not, and she works out. People see her. Working it out is a fact. So now they are going to bring that boy and all that, and there's a big drama going on. Whatever it is. This is nothing to me. To me, it is nothing a surprise or a miracle. It's nothing. Because all this universe, everything is controlled by this divine power. As yesterday we saw that picture, Star what?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. In that they call it a force. You see, it is coming through the unconscious to people that this force is binding the whole world. And this force is within you. This Kundalini is that force. You have to just raise it so that you get connected to the spirit. And this force, which is all pervading, which may look very abstract now, very vague, but once you become, it's very surprising. It's so many times it has happened, things like that. The other day only, before just coming, about 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning, a telephone call came from Vienna. One of my disciples' wife was very sick because she has a little problem still with her, and she was admitted in the hospital, and the doctor said that she's going to have a delivery of a very premature child, and the child must not be delivered now. And they were saying it's impossible, we don't know how to control it. So he telephoned to me. And then he went back to his wife. Say about, at the most, he said about half an hour must have taken him to go back. And the doctors were surprised. They said, the whole contractions have stopped. It's miraculous. We don't know how it has happened. It has happened in so many cases like this. Now I am sitting down in London, he is in Vienna. In a second, in a split of a second, things work out. It's such a dynamic force, but you must touch it. You must harness it, because you are the carriers of that. You can handle it. It is there. Believe me, it is there. You can work it out. I'll give you another example of that. Is when I was in London, my husband knew the President of India, Sanjeeva Reddy, who was very sick. He came to America for an operation of his cancer of the lungs, and it was a failure, and he was going back in his country to die. He could not sleep. They were trying to give him injections and all that. He was suffering very much, and he knew he was going to die. They had made all preparations for his death in India. Luckily, I happened to go to see him with my husband. I never tell them that I'm such and such, but I have another name also as Mrs. and another name as Mataji Nirmala Devi. So the ambassador, the High Commissioner, he's a very bureaucratic man, I don't know why, but he told the President's wife that she's Mataji Nirmala Devi also. So President's wife had heard my name, so she came to me, she said, Mother, please cure my husband. You will be surprised, I touched this man only for 10 minutes. But he was a very good person, I must say. In 10 minutes, he felt so relaxed. And he said, now I'm feeling sleepy. I said, go into Yoga Nidra. He slept off. The doctors who were traveling with him were amazed. How could I make him sleep for 10 minutes? In 10 minutes, how did he sleep? But when he got down from the plane, you see, they had brought ambulances, this thing, that thing at the airport, so many people with handkerchiefs to cry and weep. And this fellow walked down, and then he went for a tour. Just after that, and when I went there, he was, of course, you know, in India, saint is very much respected, whether a president or anything. So we didn't sit down till I told him, please sit down, I am your citizen. He said, no, Mother, I can't sit down. But then he sat down. And he told me not that I'm cured, but even the line of my operation, you cannot see. In 10 minutes he got cured. It's a fact. I'm telling you the truth. You can write to him and find out. So all these miraculous things can happen because the all-pervading power starts flowing through you. But not the way people talk of curing, that at 5 o'clock I will enter into body and all that nonsense. It is the power that is within you is released. And once that power is released, you get mental, emotional, physical, and also spiritual ascent, and fulfillment and satisfaction. All these things can happen to you also. Like we have a Sahajyogini, I told you yesterday, in New York, who came from London to establish Sahaja Yoga here, though she's very disappointed with New York people, extremely disappointed. She's thinking of giving up. But she's the one who cured an Indian boy in a hospital, which is a record, who was dying of leukemia. And they had declared, of course, doctors normally declare that he's going to die within 8 days' time. And she cured this boy without any difficulties. But still, people who come to me only for curing, all right, may get cured, all right, doesn't matter. But you must think that God also is not so much bothered about people who just want to have a good health or just want to have something of a very material level or a gross level. He is only interested in people who are first-class people, with the diamond of their spirit to be shining. He is willing to do everything that is possible to make that diamond shine. It's all there. It's all your own. Nobody's obliging you. It's your own to get yourself. But people can't believe it. They think you must pay for it. You must do something about it. They can't believe it, that after all they are made human beings, not to be wasted like this. Today I was walking in the streets of New York, and I found 50% people were just alcoholics, mad, lunatics, all wasted people walking on the street. I was amazed what's happening to this country. Or some must be busy with the racing or gambling or in the pubs, and then we saw very dirty women standing and misbehaving. Is this the way human beings are going to deal with them? These are the centers we have got within ourselves. Now, as it is, I have come for a short time. And I wanted to come just for a day, but they said we would like to have a public program. And you see the public that is here, you see, is surprisingly that it's a program which was arranged so much in a hurry. I hope all of you will get your realization today and stick on to it. Understand about these powers. These are the centers within you. All these centers have got a power to emit. Try to understand what they stand for. Try to understand, you work it out. All this education is for the free. You don't have to pay for it. You have to just be little patient with yourself. Give little time to do this. The other day, a radio man asked me a question. He said, Mother, how will you solve the problem of our unemployment? I said, think why you are unemployed. Because your forefathers have done all the job. Now, no more bridges to be done. I mean, you already have lots of bridges for New York. And the overheads going, all these tubes are sufficiently done, and all your trains have been done. So it's nothing left. That's why they are going amok, because nothing to be done. Now what to do? Now we've done this, we've done that, now what to do? Like in Gulliver's Tale, there was a man who came to Gulliver as a boon, and he was supposed to do whatever Gulliver tells him. So Gulliver told him, all right, you make a palace for me. He made a palace, you furnish it, he furnished it. Then he said, all right, you make a garden, he made a garden, you make a conveyance for me, he made everything. They said, what next? He said, he got frightened. He said, now what to do? I have told him everything, now nothing is left. So what to do? He said, all right, now you do one thing, is to climb over this tree and come down. Till I tell you stop, you go on doing it. And he ran away from that place. That is what it is, this mind is. It has nothing to do now. You are unemployed because there's nothing to do. In London now, I've seen people, doctors and very qualified people. They are successfully unemployed. They cannot get employment because there's nothing to be done. It's all done. But then why? This time is saved for what? For what God has given you, all scientific research and everything. One thing is very important. It is to give you more time. We have the watches in our hands. Why? To get more time. And how do you get more time? That your mundane problems are solved. Every day-to-day problems are solved. Life is much easier. It's not when Americans first came, or say Spanish people first came to America, when they had to fight the nature and fight everything, they had to, even for getting some fire, they had to go miles together to get some wood. It's not that condition today. So God has given you this time to be used for what? For your ascent, for your meditation, not the meditation for which you pay, but to be in meditation. To be in meditation, to grow in your roots. And that is what is the time for. But instead, what are we doing? We are just wasting our time, feeling extremely unhappy that we have no work, we are unemployed. The problem of unemployment is not that people don't have money to survive, but the problem is that they do not know what to do. And when they do not know what to do, they become violent, or they become depressive, or they become absolutely gone cases of alcoholism or drugs and all these things. They get so bored that they don't know what to do. I've seen people running in the morning, running in the evening like mad. Ask them, why are you running? They don't know what to do. It's a question of feeling the need of the divine. If you feel that need, then you are employed by God. Sahajogis never feel that way, whether they are employed or unemployed, because they are always employed. They have to give realization to people, they have to cure people, they have to talk about Sahajayoga, they have to tell them that the resurrection time has come, that the golden age has to come, that you better get your realization, you jump into that. You have to get your employment with God, which is paid for itself. The joy, the happiness of giving realization to people is the highest of all, take it from me. The joy of giving is the highest, and then giving the realization, as you may call it, or establishing the realization of another person, who is your neighbor, who is your brother, who is another human being itself, is such a great joy that without that, a realized soul doesn't feel happy. May God bless you all. As it is, I said that it is not sufficient time for me to explain to you. And I'm going to come back again for about a month at least. I'm going to be altogether in America, and I'm going to spend some time with you people. That's one country, I should say, I came first. I really came first to America. But I saw the nature of seeking here. And I said, let them learn. They won't come to right conclusion. They have to learn. That time they were busy guru shopping. They had money. In 73, people had lots of money. They were doing a lot of guru shopping, and they were teaching me also that unless and until I charge money, nobody will look at me. I said, I'm not going to look at anyone myself. Went back. That's what it is. Now, I feel the time has come. I'm going to spend some time here working it out. But those who are thinking people, those who are bothered about it, must know that you are precariously placed. These are very dangerous times. Either this or that. Either you get the heavens or the hell. So, please be careful. Sahajayoga is not a thing which is a circus or any kind of a false sort of a propaganda that we want to do. But those who want to come should come. We cannot force anyone. Only thing we can persuade them. You can take the horse to the water. You can even force some water into the mouth. But it is the horse which has to take it in. Not only that, but to enjoy also. In the same way, Sahajayoga is dependent on you, not on me. As far as I am concerned, I don't want anything except that I want you should enjoy like me. Thank you very much.